fantastic future!
Hi, I'll be your guide today as we travel through time to see how technology has changed communication, transportation, and the military. So what are we waiting for? Let's go! From cables to smartphones, communication has always been about connection. With technology, it facilitates instant feedback and creates a global circle of meaning. Anyway, let's start. The origin of communication can be traced back as early as around 40,000 years ago, where cave paintings were used for visual communications to record events, expressing beliefs, and storytelling. As humans evolved, the type of communication also developed, leading to the introduction of written forms of communication. In ancient Mesopotamia, around 3400 BC, uniform writing on clay tablets was used. Later, the printing press revolutionized communication by making newspapers. Over time, communication technologies continued to progress with the invention of telegraphs, telephones, and radios, which made communication faster and more widespread. Today, digital technology, the smartphones, computers, and the internet makes communication instant, global, and more interactive. Before, communication and entertainment were slower. Letters, landline phones, newspapers, and radios connected people. Now, with apps like Messenger, WhatsApp, and Zoom, calling and messaging are instant. We can chat, send photos, and video call anytime, anywhere. Marketing also transformed. From traditional buying and selling in local markets to Shopee and Lazada, businesses now connect effortlessly with customers online. Entertainment has grown too. From live shows and radios to streaming, sharing and learning on platforms like Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Netflix. Since the first spark of fire, humans have been inventing ways to survive and to fight. This is the evolution of war. Long before nations or armies, survival was the only goal. A stick hardened in fire became a spear. A rock tied to wood became a club. These were the first weapons, tools for hunting, but also for defending against rivals and predators. One's wing, one trust, and dinner was served. In these times, conflict wasn't about glory or conquest. It was about staying alive in a dangerous world. Then came metal. First bronze, then iron. It was a turning point. Weapons became sharper, stronger, and deadlier. Spears, swords, and shields turned hunters into organized fighters. Discipline, formation, power. Bronze Age warriors learned to fight in groups, and soon, empires rose on the edge of iron blades. But technology always finds a counter. The longbow could rain arrows from a distance, cutting down knights before they reached their target. The crossbow went further, giving even a farmer the ability to piece a knight's armor. Warfare was no longer the exclusive domain of nobles. It became the great equalizer. And gunpowder changed everything. Early firearms were clumsy and slow, but powerful enough to rewrite the rules of war. Castles, once thought indestructible, fell to the use of cannon. Walls that stood for centuries could be reduced to rubble in hours. Battles became louder and far more destructive. Muskets replaced bows and crossbows. They were slow to reload and often missed their mark, but they could be mass-produced and fired in volleys, revolutionizing the battlefield. 10-bolt action rifles came, offering faster reloads and longer range. Armies could strike from greater distances, changing the pace and scale of war. The invention of the machine gun took things even further. Its constant fire turned open fields into killing zones, making frontal charges almost suicidal. Firearms continued to evolve into semi-automatic and automatic rifles, faster, more accurate, and more mobile than ever before. Tanks rolled onto the battlefield, smashing through trenches and barbed wire. At the same time, the fight moved into the skies. Aircraft first scouted enemy positions, then fought in dogfights, and eventually carried out bombing raids. At sea, submarines introduced stealth warfare, sinking ships without warning and reshaping naval strategy. By World War II, war was everywhere, on land, at sea, and in the air. It was faster, deadlier, and fought on a truly global scale. Then came nuclear weapons. A single bomb could erase a city in seconds, leaving behind only silence and ash. Warfare and humanity were forever changed. In the modern era, war has become increasingly remote. Drones allow strikes without risking pilots' lives, while cyber attacks can disable entire nations without a single shot being fired. From primitive clubs to digital code, the tools of war have never stopped evolving, and today, one decision or even one click can decide the fate of humanity. Going on to our next topic, which is the transportation. We began with footsteps or your first vehicle. But soon, animals like horses and carabaos carried us and our goods, making long journeys possible. The invention of the wheel was a breakthrough. Travel became smoother and faster. At sea, boats and ships connected communities across rivers and oceans. Then came the steam engine. Trains raced across tracks, linking cities, powering industries, and turning faraway places into reachable destinations. Next, the automobile gave us personal freedom, any road, anytime, but humans looked higher. Airplanes soared into the skies, making global travel possible in just hours instead of weeks. Modern transport grew smarter. Roll-on roll-off ships carry vehicles across seas, while air traffic systems safely guide thousands of flights each day.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Today, rockets launch us into space, exploring the stars. On Earth, electric vehicles lead us toward cleaner and greener travel. From footsteps to ships, from trains to rockets, transportation transforms mobility from footsteps to starships.